Forever 21 is set to close its doors again. Forever 21, more like limited amount of time 21, because they're closing. It's not really forever. Where will I possibly get a shirt with a nonsense phrase on it? The long-running fast fashion brand plans to permanently shut down its stores across the United States after filing for bankruptcy a second time. Was it the hot Cheetos collab that sent them over the edge? Was it these ugly pants? What was the straw that broke the camel's back? And is the loss of an iconic teen brand like Forever 21 a sign of things to come? Let's get into it. The brand was originally founded as the store Fashion 21 in LA in 1984 by Do-won Chang and Jin-sok Chang, married immigrants from South Korea. The Changs later changed the name to Forever 21 because Mr. Chang considered 21 to be the most enviable age. And they leaned into fast fashion, drawing from trending worldwide fashion and then selling the items for low prices. In the first decade, everything went fab. So fab, in fact, that the company added new stores on an average of every 6 months, largely in malls. At its peak, the retailer brought in more than $4 billion in annual sales and employed more than 43,000 people worldwide in hundreds of stores. But now, Forever 21's US operator, Opco LLC, announced plans to permanently shut down its stores across the US after filing for bankruptcy the second time. I just love that they've done it twice, okay? I keep bringing it up. They cited rising costs, competition from fast fashion companies, evolving consumer trends, and economic challenges as the reason behind the stores closing down. Chief Financial Officer Brad Sell said, "While we have evaluated all options to best position the company for the future, we have been unable to find a sustainable path forward. We will work diligently to minimize the impact on our employees, customers, vendors, and other stakeholders." The company is set to wind down its operations while continuing to conduct a marketing process to solicit interest over the coming weeks. So there is a chance of a last-minute buyout on the cards. But unfortunately for fans of t-shirts with weird shit on them, Sarah Foss, global head of legal at the financial firm Debtwire, thinks this is not going to happen, saying, "It is unlikely that a white knight will emerge to purchase all or a portion of its retail locations." Various local reports said Forever 21 locations had begun closing in many states in recent weeks, and last month, the company disclosed plans to lay off around 350 employees and shut down its headquarters in LA. Weirdly though, the brand filed for bankruptcy just 6 years ago in 2019. And while this new bankruptcy may seem pretty cut and dry, we will get into the nitty-gritty details, don't worry. Their previous bankruptcy was actually very messy and possibly speaks to why the brand was unable to turn things around. The Changs. In 2019, former employees and industry experts pointed to the couple's insular management style as a significant reason for the collapse, citing disastrous real estate deals, intense micromanagement, and a botched merchandising strategy. From the jump, Mr. Chang, the company's chief executive, oversaw landlord and vendor relationships, while his wife led design and merchandising. The company building was allegedly set up in quite a rigid way, with Mr. Chang occupying the upstairs floor where employees were kept quiet outside his office, and Mrs. Chang ruled the bottom floor, where she allegedly was pretty intense about expenses. She would have employees' bags checked when leaving the building, as well as signing off on employee expenses and questioning executives about receipts for lunches or Uber rides. We've all had a boss like that, right? Like, go away. Anyway, moving on. Unlike their biggest fashion rivals, Forever 21 was never taken public, a decision which many believe didn't help their chances of staying afloat. The bankruptcy filing stated that the couple declined numerous opportunities that would facilitate generational wealth. There was also just a series of poor decisions, not reading the room, really. Former employees said the couple struggled to work with new people and had a deep distrust of outsiders, claiming that they would hire experts to overhaul parts of the business, but then would ignore their recommendations on everything from new technology to marketing. One real poor call they made was in 2014, when marketers urged them to work with Ariana Grande for a holiday campaign, but they decided to go with Iggy Azalea instead. Tie your marks, tie your marks. Find them with the fire marks. Eventually, the company would come under fire multiple times for copying other people, cultural appropriation, and more stupid fucking t-shirts. Ariana Grande ended up suing the brand for $10 million in 2019. claiming that the fashion retailer sought to trick customers into thinking Grande endorsed its brand by posting photos of her on its social media accounts and using a model who looked strikingly similar to her. I'll let you be the judge. They obviously really regretted that Azalea thing. I don't know. Forever 21 has also faced so many other controversies. Like these straight out of Compton t-shirts, which people claimed were cultural appropriation and also just kind of cringe, honestly. Or when they violated the Indian Arts and Crafts Act of 1990 by using the word Navajo to describe these panties. Or when they copied all those independent designers. Or this headdress. These discretions aren't the biggest culprit behind the downfall of Forever 21. They made their biggest screw-ups in real estate. The company continued to aggressively expand before, during, and after the recession. And they decided to open huge flagship stores in semi-bankrupt other stores like Mervyn's, Borders, and Sears. Its former head of real estate told Bloomberg in 2011 that having really big stores has always been Mr. Chang's dream. These big-ass stores became hard to fill with new merchandise and saddled Forever 21 with long leases, just as online shopping and e-commerce was about to completely reinvent the entire concept of going to the mall. 7 of the leases at the old Mervyn stores weren't set to expire until 2027 or 2028, which is longer than a typical lease. The 2019 bankruptcy filing was apparently a strategic move, a last-ditch effort to regroup and do things differently. This isn't an uncommon strategy. A Chapter 11 bankruptcy allows companies to wind down some operations, shed debt, and solve their financial problems by restructuring. When it was filed, the company owed $347 million to its vendors. The outcome of the bankruptcy filing was that its board of directors would grow from only 3 members to 6, and new managers were added to the company, including a new CFO. This seems like an acknowledgement that the Changs had built a business too massive for them to handle alone, and it was time to take advice. 30% of its stores closed in the United States before eventually being bought out of bankruptcy by Spark Group, a joint venture between Authentic Brands Group and Simon Property Group, a mall operator. All wrapped up then, right? So what the heck happened? How did this arrangement only last 6 short years? There's a few different things going on. Firstly, Forever 21 just hasn't been able to keep up with Chinese mega e-commerce sites like Shein or Temu, especially as online shopping absolutely popped off during the pandemic, as well as the fact that their younger audience just don't care about them anymore. Shein, Temu, and Forever 21 are all fast fashion brands, meaning they mass-produce cheap clothes that are often quickly discarded as consumers try to keep up with the latest trends. It's a business model that has negative impacts on the environment and famously poor working conditions. Ironically, this feminist t-shirt was probably made by underpaid women in another country, so, there's that. Could do another video on that. If you're keen, pop me a comment if fast fashion and stuff is something you want to know about. Let me know. Spark attempted to remedy the situation with a sort of, if you can't beat them, join them mentality. In 2023, Spark signed an agreement with Shein. Shein agreed to buy about 1/3 of Spark's shares, and under the agreement, Shein could one day operate stores within stores at Forever 21 outlets, while Forever 21's clothes would be sold on Shein's site. Obviously, this didn't work because, they're filing for bankruptcy right now, so, don't worry about that. Temu and Shein take advantage of the de minimis exception, which allows shipments of items valued at or under $800 to enter the US duty-free and with very little paperwork. This exemption helps international brands keep their clothing prices so low. Both the Biden and Trump administrations have taken steps to end that loophole. Donald Trump halted his repeal of the exemption in February after the rapid change created disruptions for customers, inspectors, postal and delivery services, and online retailers, allowing cheap Chinese imports to continue entering the country as usual, despite ongoing pushback from industry groups and, all the tariffs. The retail industry is suffering in general right now. Consumer brands have been warning investors about slower growth this year, and retail sales, rising just 0.2% last month, came in weaker than expected in federal figures. Shopping at the malls simply isn't what it used to be, right? Consumers are busy, poor, and can order cheap items online without leaving the house. They don't have to go anywhere. Retail store closures in 2024 hit their highest levels since the pandemic, with shutdown announcements from fabric seller Joann's and then Party City and more. So is Forever 21 just another victim of mall death, or is this their own fault? In a way, it's probably a mix of both. Low-cost fashion brands are up against unbeatable foreign giants now, and many parts of the world are facing tough economic times. Forever 21's sudden disappearance might feel like watching your favorite reality TV show get cancelled after just one too many seasons of questionable decisions. Was it the cheetah print crop tops, the bizarre culture appropriation, or was it just the undeniable fact that in the age of next-day delivery and budget-friendly fast fashion giants, Forever feels more like an expired coupon than a lasting legacy? But let us gather for a eulogy. We gather here today to bid farewell to a beloved icon, a cornerstone of teen fashion, and a beacon of bold statements made on cheap cotton. Forever 21, you were more than just a store. You were the home of slogan tees, stretchy jeans, and culturally insensitive headwear. You gave us clothes that said things like, "Sorry I'm late," and "You had me at hello." Yet somehow, you were always fashionably behind the times. You didn't just sell clothes. You sold the dream of endless wardrobe options, a dream wrapped in neon signs and fluorescent lights. But like all dreams, it eventually faded. Rest in peace, Forever 21. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe. We do 5 videos a week on everything happening all around the world. And I've just been thinking a lot about Forever 21 today. I remember walking into one of their stores once, like this would have been ages and ages ago. And I asked them if they had a different size in these pants. And the lady just stared at me and then went, "Fat chance." Can you believe? Can you believe? So good riddance. Good riddance, Forever 21. That one lady was mean to me like 9 years ago. Ugh. See you tomorrow.